What it do, y'all? Welcome to the Inspired by Christopher podcast. The Inspired by Christopher podcast. We out here, man. This podcast is brought to you by me. No sponsors. I sponsor it. I pay for everything, man. Baby mama bought me this microphone that you see if you're looking at the video, but I bought these headphones. I bought the device that it's being recorded on. I pay for the house. This show is brought to you by me. But in the future, we will have these sponsors, man. I'm going to go ahead and speak that into existence. We going to have these sponsors. Like I said, man, if you've been on this journey with me, this is going to be something that I use to take care of my family. And this is going to be what it is, man. This is black business. This is black entrepreneurship, man. This is black content creation, man. This is black media, man. And if the work is good, support it. Check this out, man. This is a Patreon episode. So a clip of this will be on iTunes. A clip of this will be on Spotify. A clip of this will be on Google Play. But this is a Patreon episode, man. $3 a month, man. That's what we looking for. And check this out, man. I haven't committed to this just yet, so I'm not even going to say what it is, but I might drop another Patreon episode tomorrow because there's a person that I came across that I kind of dug deep into, and you know, just kind of looked into some information on it. I may want to speak on this person, man. So my focus was getting this podcast out first, man, my weekly podcast out first. And then I may drop a bonus one for my Patreons tomorrow, but I haven't committed. So that may or may not happen. That's why I'm not saying what it's about or who it is. But check this out, man. So usually what happens is I'll record on a Friday. Now that's not concrete because I may change it up, and I know y'all don't care about this, but you know, just check me out. Friday, man, I don't know how I hurt my back, man, but I was in crazy pain, banged it out, went to work, came home, and baby mama had to hold it down, man. I couldn't even kick it with my daughter the way I wanted to, man. I just had to sleep it off. Now usually, man, I record like wrestling. I would watch that, didn't even record it. I was watching the Rockets, fell asleep on the last quarter of the game, but I mean, we're not that good anyway this year. But and there was something, I didn't even have the energy to get up and record this podcast, man. But I'm here. Then let me see, that was Friday. Saturday, man, I was supposed to record. You know, but by then I was good, man. I think I took my daughter out. We were doing our thing. I still had a little back pain, but, you know, we were moving around. But a brother, you know, watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then a brother had to catch up on the Black Lightning so that I could drop a recap on that because I do all kinds of content, man. So I was just sitting with my thoughts and getting my information together to put this podcast together, man. But yesterday, man, check this out. I saw a commercial. Disney, man, what was I watching with my daughter, man? You know, we was watching Disney Channel. And Disney put out an anti-bullying commercial. And it was like, hey, man, if somebody's bullying you, you know, return the energy with kindness. And I'm like, I don't know when that's ever... You know, in my 36, I'll be 37 April 30th. In my 37 years of living, I've never seen someone get bullied and then, you know, give kindness back and then that just stopped the bullying. I know that's on like TV and on, you know, after school specials and the Disney Channel, but that ain't real life. I said, I don't want my daughter watching this commercial. Because what I'm going to train my daughter to do is, hey, baby, if someone's pressing you, you aggressively let them know one time that you're not with it. If they keep on, you put them in a position where they never come at you with that again, physically. And I'm going to equip you to do that. And I will deal with all the ramifications that come with that. I tell you what, if it's kid on kid, I expect you to handle that. If adults get involved, tag me in. And we gonna clean this thing up, man. I'm sorry, I get when it comes to my children or my child, man. We can't play, man. So you know, I guess the theme of this is bullying, man. The theme of this episode is bullying, because some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is going to tie back into this, man. Check this out. Now this topic I'm not gonna, I don't think this is gonna be so much related to bullying. But check this out, man. Kyrie Irving. I want to say last week the Brooklyn Nets were playing the Lakers, and Kyrie Irving and man, what's the dude with the blonde streak in his head? I forget his name, man. But they kind of got into it, and this isn't a sports podcast, so I'm not going to be talking about sports on here. But this topic is very important to me, man. They got into it, and the guy with the blonde streak, Streeter, I forget his name, but he kept on calling Kyrie Irving the N-word. And Kyrie took offense to that. He's like, fam, yo. And he used that moment to educate him on why we shouldn't be using that word. And I thought that was powerful, man. Because I want to say 2010 is the last time I used the N-word just as a term of endearment. You know, people say that, it's a term of endearments. That's how we talk to each other. You know, we took the word and we flipped it and we made it something else. And all right, fam, just let's put the baloney to the side and just say that you like using the word. White people have told you that you were an N-word so long that you believe it and you just like using the word. It's fine. Just live in your truth. So check this out, man. And before I get into how I really feel about the word, Kyrie Irving and dude with the blonde streak, I forget his name. He didn't play on multiple teams, but they both got ejected. Because, I mean, it was serious and it was heated. Let me take a sip. Let me cover up this label because they ain't paying me. I'm still here. But they got ejected, man. And Kyrie Irving went on to Twitter to say, the N-word is a derogatory racial slur. It will never be a term of endearment, reclaimed, flipped. Because, you know, we like to flip stuff and make it good. Never forget its foul and true history. Throw the N-word out the window, right alongside all the other racist words used to describe my people. And he talking about black people. We are not slaves or N-words. I tell you what, man. Again, this isn't a sports podcast, but I have some criticisms for Kyrie Irving as a basketball player, but as a person, I'm really liking this guy, man. Because this is one of my running themes. Like, I don't use the N-word. I don't call my friends N-words. I'm not with all that, man. Now, I will say, you know, some of my friends or people use it, you know, with me. But, you know, I can't. People are where they are. Okay, and I'm not dissing. I'm just saying everybody, like, people are where they are, and, you know, maybe they don't see a problem with the word or whatever. That's on them. I respect that. I don't have to use it, and I'm not going to be swayed. And that's just a word that's not in my vocabulary. I don't want my daughter using the word. I don't want my daughter running around calling herself a bad B word and all that. I think all that's foolishness, man. Check this out. Again, I stopped using the word around 2010, man. I saw this video of this young black man. He was doing a poem, and he wrote a poem about why he's not an N-word and he's not using the word. The boy looked like he was about 12 years old. And here I am, 26, watching this video. And I said, well, if this young 12-year-old black kid has enough value built into himself to not call himself an N-word or use that towards other people he values, and he's 12, what am I doing at 26 using this as a regular word in my vocabulary? Then from then, I took it out. It just didn't make sense anymore. I had to be logical, man. Now, check this out, man. Y'all probably hear my daughter in the background. But check this out, man. My students use the word, man. My students use the word. I'll never forget, man. I had one girl in my class, man. She was like, no. She called somebody N-word in the class. And I said, hey, check this out, baby. You know, we don't use that in my class because one of the rules in my class is we don't use that word. You know, if y'all want to use it outside the classroom, I can't do nothing about that. But around me, within my presence, we don't use that word, man. And she was like, okay, Mr. Robinson, but if you black, you an N-word. You an N-word. I'm an N-word. He an N-word. I'm like, well, baby, where did you learn that from? Who taught you that? And I said, let me ask you this. Do you see yourself as a valuable person? Do you see yourself as somebody of high standards? Do you see yourself as somebody who has purpose? And she couldn't answer that, but she was able to tell me that she was an N-word. Huge issue. That's an issue. I have another young man in my class in another situation. He was like, yeah, N-word. And I'm like, hey, check it out, fam. We don't use that. He was talking to another student, of course. Yeah, no. If you black, you an N-word. Pretty much the same deal, man. Just, I had a girl talking that foolishness and I had a young man talking that foolishness. I said, hey, man, do you see yourself as a productive citizen? He couldn't. He was unsure of that, but he was sure that he was an N-word. That word was used to mentally destroy us and break us, and it worked for a long time. And I want to say it's continuing to work now, because when you look at the words that we approach each other with, I mean, they're not words of value, right? It's always my N-word or my, hey, what up, N-word? And I know I know it sounds corny with me saying N-word, but with this podcast, I don't like cursing and I don't want to use language that you would, if you're driving with your children and you're playing this, I wouldn't want you to have to turn this off. I want my stuff to be to where everybody, you can listen to this with your family. But N-word, that word was used to destroy us, make us feel less than. Why would we take that and make that a term of endearment? It's to the point where white people don't even have to call us that anymore because they can get enjoyment out of watching us call each other that. And that's not, for me, that's not fly. I take a huge issue with that. I know everybody doesn't think like me. That's fine. But I'm going to continue to go on this journey that I'm on. And, I'm going to continue to rally that word isn't for us. I don't want my daughter saying it. I would prefer all black people not use it. But I mean, because then you have to ask yourself, we have to ask ourselves honest questions, man. If we use it in other cultures' presence, can we get mad if they use it back? I mean, we just got to be honest with ourselves. Now, me, I can get mad because I don't use it. Now, let me point something out, right? Hispanics have derogatory terms that you can't use towards them. Asians have derogatory terms that you can't use towards them. Gay people have derogatory terms that can't be used towards them. You get canceled, you get criticized, you get thrown away. But everybody can use the N-word and say that around black people. And you know what? It's like that because we allow it. It is no way in the world that other cultures should feel free to just walk around and just use that word in our presence. Maybe I'm by myself with this. If I'm on the hill by myself, I'll take that. But that's not odd to you. But that's why I don't use it at all. So I don't use it. So if you're not of my culture, don't use it around me. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna beat you up, but I just politely let you know, hey, check it out. I don't like that. Can we not do that? And if you can't respect that, I gotta remove myself from you because you don't respect me. And black people in this country, we have a huge issue with people not respecting us. And that's going to lead me into my next topic. But shout out to Kyrie Irving for taking a stand on that, man. And I stand with him on that, man. God bless that brother. Let me take a sip. Let me cover the label. For those of y'all that may be seeing the video, they ain't paying me, so let me cover the label. I covered, look at how off I am. I cover the label on my cup while this Nike check on my shirt is just visible. What a dweeb. But anyway, man, my next topic, check this out, man. About continuing on with people not respecting us, man. And kind of going back to the bullying, topic. Dante Wright, 20-year-old brother. In school, he had a learning disability. He had a 2-year-old son. He worked multiple jobs. Excuse me. He was pulled over for a traffic violation. And the officers found warrants. He tried to get away. And Kim Porter, one of the officers, shot him. She said that she was reaching for her taser. She thought she had the taser, and she shot him. And that's unfortunate, man. When you get to the point where this young man is dying or died, now please don't sleep what I said before. He was a 20-year-old young man, so he still had the rest of his life ahead of him. He was working multiple jobs to take care of, his child. But most importantly, he had a 2-year-old son. So now his son has to grow up without his biological father in his life. And that's unfortunate. Anytime you talk about parenthood, I'm just, because I know I have my daughter, and I just know how important it is for me to be around for her. Right. So when I hear of stories like this, and just when we talk about bullying and just people having no value for our lives, our children, we're superheroes to our children, but to other cultures, we are nothing. And that's a problem. That's a major problem for me, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I have to get back to my daughter, and I don't care how you feel about me. Just don't disrupt me getting back to my daughter, and we'll be fine. I mean, I know this. I'm a black man. I gotta, people view me a different way and all this, and that's okay. It's not cool, but okay, I could deal with that. But I'm coming home. And it gets to a point where, before I continue, from according to what I read, this man's girlfriend was in the car with him. And I believe that Dante called his mother to try to get his mother to kind of mediate the situation or whatnot. And the mother heard some rattle, and, the brother was shot. I think he tried to drive off, and then he hit another car and died. And the mother saw her. I don't know whether it was FaceTime or whatever, but the mother's last image of her son was like him dead in a car. And you got to think about the trauma. It's multiple pieces of trauma going on here. That son who's not going to have his father in his life, and the mother's last image of her son is that, and the girlfriend in the car. And I would assume, I don't want to assume, but I would imagine that was her. They're the one who had the child together. So you have the mother, the girlfriend, and the son. You have 3 people who have to deal with this trauma. All right. And Kim Potter, she gets to move on with her life. She tried to, she she tried to resign so she could keep her pension. Now, thank God. Now, this happened in Minnesota, and it actually happened 10 minutes away from where George Floyd was murdered. My God, isn't this? If you're black, this has got to upset you. This has got to upset you. But it's happening so much that we're kind of to the, I mean, it's kind of like, and this isn't cool. Our trauma shouldn't be normalized. But anywho, if we're being honest, man, this woman would probably, go to trial. I think she's got convicted of, or she was charged with like manslaughter. So we got to see how that goes. But realistically, she's going to have other racist people support her financially. And if we're going off the history of America, you would almost assume that she's going to get off and she'll be able to live her life. Boy, it's some evil people in this world, man. It's some evil people in this world. Now, one good note within this that made me feel like somewhat okay, when she tried to turn in her resignation, whoever was in position to accept it was like, nah, we're not going to accept that. Because if she turns this in, she'll be able to get her pension and retire. And the people who are able to make that decision, they're like, nah, because this is ridiculous. We gonna see if we could disrupt that. But again, like I said, even if that is disrupted, evil people who support what she did, they're gonna make her a millionaire. We'll get back to that. Now check this out. A young man walking through, I forgot where exactly it is, but a young man harassed by Sergeant Pentland. I forget exactly what it was, but the young man was walking through the neighborhood that he lived in, and he was stopped and harassed by Sergeant Pentland. Now, if you see this video, I couldn't watch the video because I can't watch stuff like that. Because I can't watch that. I can't watch stuff like that. But you got this big old jacked up white man walking up on this young black kid. The black kid looks like a little skateboarder or something. He's chilling, man. He got his Vans on. He's just, and Sergeant Pentland has his wife with him, and they're harassing the boy. And to my understanding, they knocked his phone out of his hand, broke his phone screen. Let me sip. Let me just take a break for a second. I'm still here, man. Knocked his phone out of his hand, and we're just harassing the boy, man. Physically, just pushing on him and stuff. And the wife was supporting him. Oh, yeah, do we need to walk you home? You're not from here. Get out of our neighborhood. All that, man. And the young boy stayed calm, man. And this video went viral. And it was a whole bunch of people pulled up in his yard, though. They pulled up on Sergeant Pentland's yard. Some of them was there to protest, and some of them wasn't there. Some of them wasn't there to protest. Some of them wasn't there to protest, my God. Some of them wanted you to come out, man. Our children. When it comes to our children, right? We're depending on a justice system who cares nothing about us and cares nothing about our children to protect our children. So when we try to do things the quote unquote right way, we get Trayvon Martin. We get Mike Brown. We just become widows. Not widows. That's whatever the term is when you lose a child or whatever. So it felt good to see boys pull up on that man's yard. But I will say this, man. We have a God-given right to protect our children. Our children. Let me say it in the mic. I'm going to protect my child. I'm going to protect my children. If my child or children are done wrong, I'm not looking to call the police. I'm pulling up on you. And I'm not going to be there to be understood or be logical about the situation. Don't touch my child, bro. That should be a running theme here, man. Hey, man, let's protect. Children are off limits. Let's not touch anybody's children. Let's not be disrespectful to anybody's children. Let's especially if that child's not doing anything to us. Because, I can't, some of us not depending on the justice system like that with our children. Because man, black people are getting fed up. Black people are getting fed up because what we're seeing is people are allowed to, we're expected to be sitting ducks out here. Everybody ain't on that, dog. Everybody ain't on that. So God blessed Dante Wright's family. God bless them. I think as black people, we should come together, help them however the best way we can. Sergeant Pentland is a piece of crap. Kim Potter is a piece of crap. I have no sympathy, empathy for them. I'm not one of them Christian people that think that, we should just pray for them and maybe God will turn their life around and maybe no, I think they should burn. I'm on that. I think Zimmerman should burn. Anybody, all these people, I am not wishing them well. They're evil. And I'm going to leave that alone. God bless y'all, man. Inspired by Christopher podcast, man. Check me out. This is on Patreon, man. Support me. Protect the children. God bless everybody. Let's find fun topics to speak on.